All right, we'll test it this way, see if we get any audio that way. We'll test it this way, see if we get any audio that way. Annoying echo. Annoying echo. It's an interesting little phenomenon there. It's an interesting little phenomenon there. All right, I'm really hoping that this is going to pick up. I think it is. I think it is. All right, I'm really hoping to pick up. All right, I can tell on my phone as I'm playing this that it is picking up, and so, and then I'm getting a nice little playback in my ear as well. Damn it! So that's no fun. I wonder if I could turn knobs and do things that would make that go away. I'm going to test one more thing just to see if that's what happens with the. All right, folks. Well, we have a little bit of an audio loopback issue tonight. It's annoying the hell out of me, and I can see that it's happening a little bit in the stream itself, but I'm hoping that it's not so bad for you. I can pull it off. I can make it work. It's just that if it doesn't work for you, then I don't think it would be any fun. So we'll try to make this happen anyway, and see what kind of show we can pull off tonight. So we're going to go ahead and turn off this little marquee, and I'm going to. So, you know, like all the things that worked before the show are like going, hey, I don't want to work now. Just reset show button. That'll make that marquee go away. You are going to stop whether you like it or not. Okay. Government IT workers by day, persuasion enthusiasts, and verbal cage fighters the rest of the time. If you'd like to take your game up to godlike levels, your persuasion game to godlike levels, grab yourself your favorite stimulant and get yourself ready for the persuasion hit of the day. It's the Persuasion Club podcast, and it starts now. Oh my goodness. I think we actually have a show tonight. I'm really hoping that people can hear me. I don't hear it in my own ears. I hear the echo in my ears, but that's not always helping me out. It's actually really screwing with me. Hey folks, good evening and welcome to episode 14 of the show. You may have noticed that there is a very large absence, and that would be Steven. He's not able to join tonight, wasn't feeling well, and I said, well, I will give it a shot, but I'll tell you what, it's no fun when you don't have anybody else to hang out with and banter with. So I think that I wanted to make sure that we kept our commitment and consistency thing going here. Plus, it's always a good way for me to check out our setup, our audio, our video, all those things, and make sure that things are working. Obviously, they aren't working as much as I had hoped tonight, but we'll learn from these mistakes. That's what happens every episode. We just keep getting better. So, hey, I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. It's the end of that weekend, and we're kind of sliding back into another week of work for most of us. Hopefully, you're doing what you love, but if you don't, then go out and get a better job. That's what Mr. Scott Adams would tell us to do, is that your job is to get a better job. So I happen to like my job, and so I think I'll stick right where I'm at until I'm ready to retire. In the meantime, I will start building up my second portfolio, my second job, which will probably be much of what I'm doing now, more podcasting. All right, I'm going to play a little music here as we get into the show. Do, 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 do. What have we had on the horizon for Persuasion Club? Well, I wanted to share a little bit about that. I'm going to actually do that after this show. And instead, take us right into what I know everybody else is looking forward to tonight. It's that silly game that we came up with. Okay. Who wants to be a persuader? And I got my cues a little bit mixed up here, but let's fire that up. Should be able to make that pop up here. And come on. Yeah, you know how technology is. It's like, oh, hey, you wanted that to work tonight, did you? There we go. Finally. All right, everybody, you know how this works. Scale of, we're going $1 to $10 tonight. 10 questions. We've been doing the 15 questions the last couple of nights. And that music will play over and over again. Because there's a little hiccup with the way this whole thing works here. So I have to make sure that I get on to the question. Otherwise, it'll just keep playing that loop over and over again. But we're working on it. We're making it better here. So I'm playing by myself. I'm doing a little solo tonight. And I'm going to see how I do with these very, what I would consider engaging persuasion questions. Um, so, which principle is most directly used by customer testimonials? Is it authority, contrast, scarcity, or social proof? Which principle is most directly used by customer testimonials? And I would say that would be social proof. Yeah, social proof. Make that voice. All right, I'm going to lock that in as my final answer. Oh my gosh. And let's see if I'm right. Yeah, I'm right. So you can see we're starting to get the sounds working. We're getting a little bit closer to it. So let's see how I do with this next question. What does decide versus drift contrast? Is it selling versus teaching? Deliberate choice versus passive default behavior? Logic versus emotion? Or fast action versus slow action? Oh my god, I'm going to actually have to think about this one. See, this is kind of a tough one already. What does decide versus drift contrast? Looking at the answers and doing a little bit of a process of elimination, I'm probably thinking that this one is probably B, because deliberate choice, which would be the decide part, and the passive default behavior being the drift is kind of what I think is there. So I'm going to go with B, and that is my final answer. All right, let's see if I'm right. Regis, where are you, Regis? Where's my buddy? And by Regis, I mean Steve. He was Regis. All right, deliberate choice versus passive default behavior is correct. All right, moving on to the next question. A free sample at a store is mainly trying to trigger what first? Is it A, reciprocity, B, status, C, unity, or D, contrast? Yeah, there we go. Okay. D. Unit eat is what I would say. Unit eat is a free sample. No, just kidding. I was trying to make a joke there. It was a very terrible joke. A free sample, of course, is for reciprocity's sake. I'll go for A. Final answer. Let's see. What is the outcome? Ding. Yeah, I don't have to make the sounds anymore. I love it. All right. Which phrase best matches the idea of asymmetric risk? Oh my goodness. How many does anybody even know what asymmetric risk is? We're going to find out here. Which phrase best matches the idea of asymmetric risk? Is it A, a guaranteed outcome, B, a risk that no one understands, C, a fair 50-50 gamble, or D, a small downside with a potentially large upside? Well, let's see. It's probably not going to be a guaranteed outcome, so we can eliminate answer A. I don't feel like it's answer C. I don't think it has anything to do. Well, it could be. There's kind of like that 50-50 shot, but answer D is kind of looking like, ooh, you like me, you know. Could be D. A small downside with a potentially large upside. Well, I may go ahead and use my 50-50 on this one. I don't know what round are we at? We're at question 4, is it? I'm going to go ahead and use that 50-50. Boom. Yeah, okay. Um, I'm going to say, yeah, that's probably D. I'm just going to lock that in. D. And there we go. Do, 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 do. So you'll notice that the sounds have stopped, and it's not because they quit working. It's just that as the rounds advance and the questions get harder, different sounds are supposed to play, and I haven't wired those in yet. So, as far as I know, that's probably why we aren't seeing that. But let's see. I was what correct? So next question. Why is a short-lived, vivid story often more persuasive than a pile of facts? Is it A, it always sounds smarter, B, it eliminates the need for evidence, C, it creates emotional context and easier processing, and D, it guarantees agreement? So, in a world where facts don't matter, um, because we know that in persuasion, facts mean very little. It's more about emotion. Um, oh, hey, noisy person driving down our street. Yeah, I have words for this guy that keeps driving down our street, revving his engine. I have some persuasive ideas about how to deal with him. Anyway, what I would say is that if I look at the answer here, C, it creates emotional context and easier processing. Sounds pretty good. Why is a short, vivid story often more persuasive? I don't think it's A. It always sounds smarter, A. I don't think that's it. I don't think it's B. Doesn't eliminate the need for evidence. Has nothing to do with that. I mean, you could try to uh, show or hide the fact that you don't have any evidence by making up a big, vivid story, but I don't think it's B, and then I don't think it guarantees agreement, D. I'm going to go with answer C. And so we'll go ahead and lock that bad boy in. Mm-hmm. The final answer. And what's the choice here? Or what's the answer? It's C. Yes, I knew it. All right. Now we're getting up to question number 6, and these should be getting harder than they were last time we played the game last week. So we'll see what happens here. A respected specialist recommending a treatment mostly uses which principle? Is it A, specificity, B, urgency, C, authority, or D, liking? Oops. I have to go through those again. Once you hit the button, it makes you go through them. And I designed it. I made it that way. So a respected specialist recommending a treatment mostly uses which principle? Authority. It's got to be authority. And there we go. And lock that in. And oh yeah, I'm right. Okay. So climbing right up the ladder here. Question number 7. It's really easy because each ladder level is the same dollar amount. So $7 question. I've got $6 in the bank. I could walk away now and take my $6 and go buy myself a candy bar, a gallon of gas or something, right? Okay. When a speaker highlights shared values and common background, what principle is being strengthened? Is it A, anchoring, B, outrage filter, C, scarcity, or D, unity? So shared values and common background sound a lot to me like unity. And I'm going to bet my $6 on it. Let's see what happens here. Oh, hell yeah. That was unity all the way. All right. So let's look at the ladder. Yeah, made $6. Working on number 7. Oh no. I made $7 and I'm working on 8. I think is how that works. What is the headline versus reality gap? Ooh. The difference between a title and what the details really support. B, a newspaper typo. C, a gap in video sync. Or D, formatting error in copy. A formatting error in copy. All right, well, I would say that A would be the easiest, or not easiest, but the most that's the most correct choice. Let's just put it that way. I'm just going to try to explain why that choice is right. It's just correct. So, all right. And boom. See? Told you. All right. So now we're on, oh my goodness. Question number 9. Is that right? I'm going to have to use the lifeline on this one. Ask the audience because I got that working. I don't know. We did that last week and it didn't work. Should be working this week. Anyway, a page compares the main offer to a much more expensive alternative before showing the price. What tactic is that? Is it A, unity, B, reciprocity, C, anchoring, or D, liking? A page compares the main offer to a much more expensive alternative before showing the price. What tactic is that? All right. How many audience do we have? We got a couple. Let's go ahead and take a peek here and see what you guys have to say. We're going to arm the audience now with a poll. And you should be seeing momentarily on your screens. Wait, hang on. It went away. It went away. Don't do that. I'm trying to make you do things. Okay. You should be seeing on your screen now the URL. It's vote.persuasion.club. I'll give you a few seconds to load that up on your phone or your device of choice. And you should see that we're about ready to start a poll. Should be showing up there for you. And the voting is going to start right now. All right, audience, help me out here. I don't know if I can figure this one out. Yeah, but this is where we really need the music, right? We will get there. We will get there. We'll have that soon. Still not quite sure how we're going to make that phone a friend lifeline work. It'd be kind of an interesting one, but I guess we can do it. I'm also thinking about an Ask Grok lifeline. Wouldn't that be cool? All right, we're in the final few seconds here. I think we've already recorded a couple of votes. Chink. Oh my goodness. What am I supposed to do with that? So what we have is one person says that it's anchoring and the other says that it's liking. I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if somebody's just trying to mess with me. I don't think it has anything to do with liking, but I think anchoring is the answer here. I'm going to go ahead and go with anchoring for the win. Well, for the win of this round, if you know what I mean. Okay. I'm going to lock that in. All right, you guys on the edge of your seats? Here we go. Yeah, it's anchoring. All right. So here we are, up the ladder. At the $10 question, $10, will I win? A speaker earns goodwill, shows proof, then adds urgency. What is the best description? Is it a narrative with no close? Authority without proof? A persuasion stack aimed at action? Or D, a confused pitch? Man, should have just taken my $9, man. A speaker earns goodwill, shows proof, then adds urgency. I would say C, a persuasion stack aimed at action. I'm just going to hit that, lock that in, and then I'm going to reveal the outcome. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I win. It's would have been way more fun if Steve were here to celebrate with me, but what are you gonna do? And I'm gonna go ahead and turn that bad boy off, and then switch back over to a solo view of myself for a second. So hey, thanks for hanging out with us and with me and playing that round of persuasion bingo. I mean, who wants to be a persuader? Something like that, right? Let's go ahead and fire up the presentation mode again. And since we're done with the game, I can go ahead and pop our site in here and start a screen share of a window. So we did this last week. It was kind of fun. And we've actually done a little bit more this week. So it's a little bit different and specifically targeting mobile devices. So if you happen to be looking at this on your mobile phone, you'll notice that instead of it being a very lengthy page with all this stuff, it is actually put into tight little containers that you can scroll with these little arrows. You'll see those on the main site. And now the Persuasion library is the thing that we're working on the most and expanding. I'm still getting that echo in my ear. On this page or in this part of our website, we've broken down and given you a little sampling of the things that you can check out. These are random; they just pop in here, and you can check out these, but they're not really filled in yet. It's kind of something that we're working on. So you may find that there's some gaps at the moment, but inside here, into the Persuasion library, is kind of the back end for all this thing. And I wanted to show you this one here. This is a sample of what this is going to look like. It's the two movies on one screen is our sample for this. And as you can see, it gives you a nice little explanation here. Easy to read, easy to take in and digest. It gives you some examples of how that might work. And then if you're interested in that whole thing, you can pop that open and check that out and read more about that. And it'll give you even more about the core truth behind it. It'll give you more of a breakdown about how it works, tactical moves, failure modes, things to watch out for. Again, the example down here and some insights, and then even some related frameworks. So you can see how some of those persuasion tactics will work together. Now, you may not have noticed here, but there's another button up here called the Deep Dive. And if you go into there, then you're actually going to get even more stuff. I don't know if that one is actually as built out as I thought, but that's the goal. That's the plan, is to get all that going. And you're watching it happen live if you're a follower of Persuasion Club. We're just kind of building the site in place. We're not going to wait until we have everything perfect to get it out there into your hands. So you'll see that happening. Our site also, I'm going to go ahead and put a little music on just for fun. And I need some music, otherwise it just seems like I'm talking to myself, which I am. Okay. All right. What the show is, you can learn a little bit about pretty much how we created the show and what we're doing with it. Who Wants to Be a Persuader is the game that you witnessed here, and we're going to be turning that into a version that you can play online. So all of the goodness that you had to endure watching me, you can just do it yourself in the privacy of your own home. So take that. I showed you the library. It's working on that. The rules of Persuasion Club here for you. You can listen to them.
The first rule of Persuasion Club is you talk about Persuasion Club.
Any guesses as to the second rule?
The second rule of Persuasion Club is you talk about Persuasion Club.
You talk about Persuasion Club. Okay. And then our book suggestion. So this should all be working now. I think it was having some problems the other day. So go ahead and stick a title in there of what you'd like us to cover next, because we finished the Cialdini book, the influence book, and we're ready to move on. And there's a couple of good ideas that I know that we could be focusing as far as good books that we could be doing. I've actually kind of started to check out another one anyway, just for fun, and I'm really hoping everybody wants to do that book, but we'll see, because we're going to go where the audience wants us to go. Yep, our clips are here. And back here, oh, yeah, people to follow. Check these people out. You should follow them. Go, no, I don't want to play for you right now. Let me see. And of course, the persuader of the day. It can't just be my cats, everybody. So come on over and submit your cat. We want to know all about your persuader and get them onto our page, and then it will feature the best cat of any given week on our show on Sundays. So that's pretty much what I had in mind for a show this evening. It was going to be a simple one anyway. We are still working on tooling up and doing some things. You guys can't see it here. I don't know. How could I do it? I could just rip this camera off and show it to you. Yeah, here we go. So I picked up this screen the other day. I was realizing that I really just want to be able to control the podcast software that we've been creating from a nice touch screen, but I need a big screen. This was $120. It's a paperweight, if anything. It's one of these Dells. If you try to lift it, you'll kill yourself. The thing is so heavy. It's probably like a 5 or 6 year old technology, but for what I'm needing to do anyway, it's perfect. So you guys saw how I played that song, but if I wanted to play, say, some other thing here, what else do I want to play? I could play. See, now probably it would help if I actually made it so you guys could see this a little bit better. Yeah, see, there we go. So then if I want to play something, you just go down and press the button like that on my screen. And then you guys start hearing the song. And I turned the volume down on that because it was a little loud before. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm trying to develop here, is like cool fun stuff that we can use ourselves. Why go out and buy things on the market that do all these things when you can develop it yourself and then use older technology to make it work? This is working just fine. I don't need anything else. This is everything I need. You guys would probably like this. Let me go ahead and switch back now to a different presentation mode. I wanted to... Oh, please excuse me tonight, by the way. I know that I look a wreck. I really didn't have a chance to, do my hair this evening. It's, didn't get a chance to shave. I look like Grizzly Adams now. It's like, Jesus. I So what am I sharing here? I need to share a different window. I know this is not as professional as the way that I like the show to come off, but it's just the way that it is right now. As I say, we're always going to keep getting better as time goes on. So, let's see. Yeah. All right. See, it keeps wanting to share a browser on my other computer here, so it's like, how is it that I'm even able to control that from this computer here is amazing, because I'm actually sharing someone else's screen. It's my my other computer, but it's weird. This. All right. Now it should be showing. It would be the purple screen, but you guys probably can't see that. Yeah, there you go. That's purple. All right. Well, we're into an after show, whether we meant to be or not. Maybe I'll play the end theme real quick. What do you think? All right, everybody. That actually is the end of the show. It'll be the end of the audio version of the podcast. Thanks for joining us on this very strange and odd version of Persuasion Club. And we'll be back next week, and I'm sure it'll be much better than this version. But we didn't want to put something out there, or we had to put something out there to make sure that we keep our commitment consistency going, as you say. So that's my story. Take it with it. All right, now we're into the official part of the after show. Does anybody want to hang out with me and talk? I put the URL up there in the scrolling banner. If you want to, you can come into the room. Well, I can't guarantee what will happen, but you're welcome to. Welcome to come and hang out with us. I don't have a lot of music to play. I might be able to play something on my podcast unit. Still have the trusty road. And then I don't know if this even works, but it's like. And then I don't know if this. I have my other microphone. I'm talking into it the whole show. I have my other microphone. I'm talking into it the whole show, but it's not even really picking me up. Ah, man, technical things they can be fun and they can be annoying, but I'm encouraged actually. The Persuader game is looking really good. We're getting that audio stuff worked out. The website, that's working pretty well. The vote, that worked tonight. Can't complain about that. The vote actually worked. I'll actually probably fire up and do another Persuader round here, just for the hell of it. So if you want to stick around and just watch me play the game again, you're welcome to. I'd love to have anybody else come and join, and you can play the game too. I'm totally willing to be the Regis to anybody who would like to play the game. Just have to join via Rumble Studio here. All right, we'll get another round going here. I always think about like what was it like for Scott Adams? He had, I think, over 3,500 podcasts by the time he passed away. Um, by the time he, by the time I started watching him for sure, but I'm sure a long time before that, his podcasts were, I don't know, they just seemed pretty well oiled, well done. I mean, everything was off the cuff. He never really had a script, but you could tell that he knew how to run a show. He knew how to keep a tight show. He usually kept it to an hour. Just always seemed to hit that hour mark. He'd always do a very engaging show every time. It was just kind of one of those things you couldn't, you didn't want to miss it. So I'm a long ways from being that level, but I aspire. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start this up here. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, I didn't press the button fast enough. All right. What is framing in persuasion? Is it using a louder voice? Changing how a choice is presented? Hiding the real offer? Or adding more options randomly? Adding more options randomly. Oh, that one would be B. How? Oh, that one random B. Oh, that one random B. Oh, that one random B. All right, I got it. That was fun. Which concept says stories often move people faster than raw information? Is it A, signal versus noise, status games, commitment escalation, or narrative beats facts? I know the answer to this one because this happens all the time. You just can't watch the news without seeing this one put in to play. It's narrative beats facts. Lock that in. And yeah. You guys are probably hearing this strange echo going on too. It's a big, annoying thing, but we'll get it worked out. The next question: which phrase is the best example of reframing? Is it "this is tomorrow" becomes "this is tomorrow"? What kind of answer is that? Which phrase is the best example of reframing? Well, that A answer is weird. B, this is expensive becomes this prevents a bigger loss. C, this is risky becomes this is risky. This is a weird question. Yeah, I think this is a screwed up question. We probably could have vetted these before, but I bet you the right answer is going to be B. All right. Well, that was kind of a messed up one, but I won that round. When a message stresses what someone could lose by waiting, which concept is strongest? Is it A, loss aversion, B, specificity, C, authority, or D, liking? Well, that would be a loss aversion, I believe. So I'll take A. Lock that in. Boom. Yep, that's right. All right. What is narrative anchoring mainly about? Is it A, giving later facts a story structure, to attach to? B, fixing the starting camera shot. C, avoiding detailed explanation. Or D, using only fictional examples. And A sounds to me like that would be the right answer. Gonna go ahead and take that. All right, boom. And I'm right. Okay. Next question. A communicator makes one option look better by surrounding it with worse alternatives. Which principle fits best? Is it A, contrast principle, B, reciprocity, C, social proof, or D, belief inertia? So I think that one is pretty easy because the answer is kind of in the question pretty much. Making something look better is compared to the alternatives is definitely a contrast. So A, contrast principle, final answer. And all right, yes, that is the correct answer. All right, let's see how far up the persuasion ladder I'm going here. How much money have I made? Am I rich yet, Regis? $6. $6. All right. Next question. We're on the $7 question. If the audience remembers the emotional headline, but forgets the caveats, which concept is most relevant? Is it A, liking, B, scarcity, C, headline versus reality gap, or D, unity? If the audience remembers the emotional headline, but forgets the caveats. So I could use the ask of the audience on this one because it says if the audience remembers in the question. So that's like, oh, hey, we could ask the audience a question about the audience. No. What the hell? Let's go ahead and put that out there. Do we have any audience left? If we do, go ahead and visit vote.persuasion.club. Get yourself ready to vote. Are you all set? I'm going to go ahead and start the voting now. Dun, 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 dun. Do, 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 do. Getting close. Getting close. All right. Looks like we got some votes. All right. Looks like we got some votes. Y'all split. Excuse me. Well, I already knew the answer to this one. It's C. Headline versus reality gap. Excuse me, everybody, but that was Coca-Cola. I can't only drink so much without having to let some of that escape. All right. Moving on to the next question. Why do persuasive closings often return to the opening story or image? Is it A, to create coherence and emotional completion? B, to fill time? C, to avoid specifics? Or D, to increase confusion? Well, I would have to say that the coherence sounds more like the right answer to me. All the other ones don't really make sense. So I would go ahead and say A, final answer. And boom, I got that right. So where are we at on this ladder of persuasion here? Okay, well, $8, not bad. Next question. Let's see how it goes. What is the best counter to a bad frame set by an opponent? Is it A, ignore the audience? Ooh, I like that one. B, repeat their wording exactly. C, replace their frame with a more favorable comparison. Or D, use more jargon. Or otherwise known as jargon. I would say that the best answer is let's ask the audience. You're like, well, how can you do that, Regis? We already asked the audience and nothing happened. Well, I'm gonna say, excuse me, that I can do whatever I want. All right, so the voting is going now. Please go ahead and take a look at that. Somebody vote. Somebody vote. Come on, folks. Vote.persuasion.club. Oh, excuse me, my goodness. Vote.persuasion.club in case anybody wants to vote. So far, we don't have any votes right now, so I think I'm going to be kind of hosing on my own for this question. Nobody loves me. Nobody loves me. All right. Well, I guess that I just won't get any help. But the answer is obviously C. replace their frame with a more favorable comparison makes a lot more sense than any of the other ones. Plus, it is the only answer that uses the word frame in it, so that gives it a higher chance of winning, or being the winning answer. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to say C, final answer, and yes, I'm correct. Of course I'm correct. So if I am not mistaken, we are now up here at the persuasion ladder level of $9. Final question, gonna put it all on the line. A message opens with a vivid story, reframes cost as avoided loss, then asks for a decision now. What is this best called? Is it A, a random emotional appeal, B, a weak scarcity play, C, a mixed persuasion stack using narrative reframing and urgency, or D, authority borrowing only? So answer C looks like the right answer, just from what I know. But that's something we haven't talked about on the show yet. We have not talked about persuasion stacking. And that's going to be a new concept that we bring up eventually. Sooner, maybe later, depending on what book we read. That's probably about the best way that I could put that. So, yeah. All right. I guess I better pick that answer. C. I mean, I could use my 50-50, just in case. Surprise, surprise. C still on the list. There we go. C. I'm going to pick that final answer. And I'm right. Okay. So that's pretty much it for tonight. We had fun playing the game. We'll get back to some more regular scheduled programming in our next show. Maybe actually we'll pick a topic, even though it's not part of a book, and we'll just kind of go that way with it. Do an episode or two. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for a book to do, maybe some folks might recommend topics that you would like to see us cover. Just head over to our X account, let us know, pop it in there, comment on something, say, hey, you guys ought to be covering this thing, and we will do it. So we'll also get back into doing some persuasion duels, that type of thing. We also like to hit those tech talks. What else do we do? We also like to do those logical argument fallacies. So maybe we'll pick one of those to talk about. There's so many things. So anyway, and I hope to have Stephen back next week with us. Hope he's feeling better by then. I'm sure he will be. And so we'll just go ahead and call it a night. I'm going to go ahead and play a little music to exit to. Good night, everybody.